What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Nobody Asked podcast. Like we've been saying so many times before, thank you guys so much for the support, for the private messages, for the external messages that everyone can see. We hear you, we see you, we appreciate you. Those who have subscribed as well, thank you guys so much. Haven't been checking the amount because I'm just trying to stay away from that, but I do see you guys and I appreciate you guys. And the goal is just to encourage others through our shared experiences and through the lessons and tools that we've learned to give to you guys. And that's all it is, really. So if these videos encourage you in any way, then that's our goal achieved. So
love you guys.
But please subscribe and comment and like and share the videos just to help us reach a wider audience so they can be encouraged as well. Anyways,
disclaimer.
As always, please read and or listen to the disclaimer.
Some topics may be triggering, and we are not trained professionals, and simply are sharing our personal experiences. If you go through or have gone through mental health problems, please seek professional help. However, we are more than willing to pray with you and or for you. God bless and enjoy.
Woo! Okay, what's up, bro?
Subject.
We back at it. Little confession. We actually had a video before this, and it went meow.
The audio
the camera
was not audio.
It was actually not audio
at all.
Hence why the bro's having to like hold it handheld. Shot, bro. It's mean start to the potty.
And hold hand.
Yeah. But we need, so there's a few things that we need. I'm just going to, send the panui up to the whānau if you guys, can help us in any way. Will be much appreciated. Or not, I'm just going to buy it, to be honest. But we need another arm like this. We need, what else? An interface for the mics.
A better one,
like a podcast mixer. There's actually a specific one if you care. It's called a Rodecaster mixer with two inputs, and and another camera so I can do like cool stuff with editing and stuff like that. That's not essential, but anyways, we run it straight anyways, bro, but we did run it straight on the other one, and then like it's actually smashed us.
Bumped off.
Yeah, we actually got bumped off. We got bumped off big time, so apologies about that. But anyways, we're here on today's episode. We are talking about girls.
Yeah. Yes.
We're talking about the ladies.
The ladies.
The ladies.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the females.
I was trying to think of something cool to say.
We're talking about the wahines. The wahines.
Yeah.
This
big subject, eh?
Yes, bro.
Big
massive subject.
Beautiful subject.
Big subject. First of all, ladies, those who are listening, okay, we're not speaking on your behalf at all. We've learned our lessons with that, bro. Yeah, I'm not keen to get slapped. What we're speaking about today is, I guess, our relationship with youth. From a few standpoint, obviously there's a biblical standpoint, but then also there's like how we view ourselves as men and how we hold our wahine in our lives, in a safe space, as protectors, as providers, all those kind of stuff. Relationships. We're not going to give relationship advice because you'll hear from the stories we're pretty ratchet. We're like, actually we're good fellas, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, saying that out loud, I don't know. I mean, I'm a good fella now, but back in the day, bro, I was not 100%. A good fella. Yeah. So this is, as always, we're getting deep, straight from the get go. But so I was 6 years old. Younger viewers, please maybe don't listen to this part. So this is just a warning to give you guys a chance, for the adults in the room, to like maybe tuck the kids away for this one. This is adult talk we're getting into. And I'll try not to be like too vulgar and stuff with what I say. But anyways, 6 years old, I found a magazine. The bad one. Yeah. Found a dirty one. And that opened at that age. That opened my eyes to things that I was not supposed to be aware of.
Yeah.
And I say that to say because yeah, bro, that was a catalyst of like almost far. How old am I? I'm gonna be 35 this year. Fuck, I'm gonna be 35 this year, bro. Gonna be
Damn.
35 this year, bro. For real. So yeah, so it led me down like so 6 is 35 take away 6 like
29.
yeah, mate, yeah. Nah, probably even more than that, bro. Like a 33 a 33-year journey. Nah, it was a 29-year journey. Our math is not mathing right now.
No, it's good.
A 29-year
We're learning.
journey of just being addicted to lust and to what I saw in that magazine.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. And bro, like just at that age, nah, I'm not gonna say that. That's a bit too much. But like, yeah, it involved experimenting. It involved my perspective on really girls because 6 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my mind back then, like it didn't happen right away, but throughout like my primary years, to be honest, I was kissing girls. I had a girlfriend. I had 2 girlfriends. And funny story, sorry bro, but I'm not gonna say your name, but my little brother, he chased one of my little girlfriends with a skateboard and tried like whacking her in the back, which is ruthless, by the
Yeah.
way.
That's ruthless
It's
as.
ruthless as, eh? Imagine if you imagine if he actually hit her with the trucks in the back. So why he done that? Well, from what I can remember, was she gave me a like a box of chocolates, the roses, and like a kiss on the cheek or something.
Yeah.
And he got jealous. He got jelly belly, and then he was just like, "I'm gonna smash your head in with a skateboard." Anyways, so I had those interactions back then in primary, bro. In primary.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, bro. Like I'm kissing girls in primary. That are my age, okay? So don't go down that way. But yeah, and that honestly, bro, that from that day when I found that magazine, random ripped up magazine, that really like sent my life down just like the in the worst way, bro. Like it completely warped my view on how I saw women at the time or girls. And it just sent me, but you know what it done? It gave me this extreme dopamine hit that I just needed to chase, and that I just needed to like just go for and get all the time.
Yeah.
And then I started learning, oh, I can get these different dopamine hits from different girls or like different, it was like a different journey, and I get to like leave and then start that all over again and then just like relive all these like moments. It was messed up, bro. It was actually messed up. It was really messed up. And so it sent me down a long 29-year journey of just chasing lust. And like in the Bible, lust is one of the most powerful sins that the devil will try and tempt us with. And it's real, because I was doing these things out in public, but I was like by myself in my room. I was like another person, bro. Like I had another life that I was hiding away from my parents, from my family. Dad actually caught me one time, and so
Those are like
the old PCs that like those ones. I thought that if you put a folder in your name, that no one else can like see it because it's under my name.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, everyone can just click that thing and double click it, and then freaking boom, it pops up.
Oh no.
Bro, it was so bad. And so I had the talk with my dad, and dad, he took me to this like nude beach out by Mission Bay. If you fellas know that one, Ladies Bay, I think it's called. And I was just like, why am I here? This is just fueling the fire.
Yeah.
Now I know where this place is. No, I don't think he knew actually, but anyways. Yeah, and so like I was living this secret life and then also this life in public. Didn't really care about my image, but I was just like, ultimately, I didn't care about the girls that I was interacting with, like I think I respected them as people, if that makes any sense. But the actions that I was doing and the words that I was saying and the manipulation that came along with that
Yeah.
was showing the complete opposite, bro. It was really bad.
I feel that.
Yeah, it was actually really bad.
That's crazy how like your first experience with like seeing things like that kind of shape the way that you see it for ages,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Like
Yeah.
my upbringing, I was really sheltered, bro.
Yep.
So I didn't see any of that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like because I come from a family of boys,
True.
all of us were like, yeah, the only things that we knew were like cartoons and Dragon Ball Z and all
Yeah,
that stuff,
yeah,
bro. It
true,
wasn't until
true.
I was a little bit older, I think like intermediate, I
Yeah.
had my first girlfriend, which
Yeah.
is still really young, when
It
you
is,
think
bro.
about it, bro. Still babies, but yeah,
It is, bro.
it was just that whole I didn't really experience that age, so it's crazy to think about that.
Yeah,
Like
intermediate.
yeah,
Crazy days, bro. How old are we in intermediate? We're like
11,
11, 12.
yeah,
11 and 12.
11 and
Bro,
12.
11 and 12, bro.
12s.
Just straight hooking up for real.
Yeah. That's what it was, bro. Like, I hadn't had a girlfriend. Any girl that would come up to me before then, I'd just be like, ooh, go away.
Yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah.
And, when I got to intermediate, I had my first girlfriend. She was like, I'm going to kiss you.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she kissed me, and it was like the world just went,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you have
yeah.
your eyes open like that, and I was like, what's this feeling?
Bro, and I think like, I mean, I can't say this factually because I'm not a scientist at all. But our hormones, like as men, especially during that age, bro, they're going off the walls, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
my son, he's 3 now. He's gonna be 4 this year, and he's already. I mean, he's not like into that kind of stuff, but just like,
Full of beans.
bro, his energy,
jumping around.
his like just complete chaotic, mind, his curiosity. I can see it forming it, and like it's Buzzy seeing like just this little version of me. But then like it hit me that yesterday when I was like, bro, in 3 years time, that's when I first got exposed to that stuff from my son's age. It was crazy to think about. I was just like, oh man, it just made me want to shelter him even more. And and it was quite weird for me because like I've been saying in the past few episodes, like just being in a Christian household, and I knew right from wrong. I think whether you know God or not, you kind of know, like how you grew up, you know what I mean? Like that get away from me is kind of naturally in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when you're young, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
You don't really understand
Exactly, bro.
what it's like. So to see that
Yeah,
at your age, the
set me.
understanding would have just been.
I honestly believe like the devil was like, oh, we got him. This is the
Oh,
one
we
that's
got
gonna
him.
get him. Yeah, this is the one that's gonna get him, and it got me, bro. Like it got me big time. One of my biggest struggles in my life, was juggling a relationship with God and then my battle with lust. Crazy, man. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, intermediate was like wild, like really wild, experimenting a bit more. Me personally.
Yeah.
And then high school, it was just like, this is a lot of my classmates, or like I guess people at school, were experiencing these things for the first time. But for me, I was like, I've been doing this since,
Yeah.
which is not a brag, but that was just my reality at the time.
Yeah.
Which is also crazy to think about. Saying all this in hindsight is crazy, but yeah, that's just where my life was, bro. And like, I'm a naturally like caring person. Like I really don't like seeing people hurt.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's where watching adult stuff online, I don't want to say the word, but watching that stuff online is where you can almost trick yourself to believing that like you're protecting these other like girls, or that
Yeah.
but it's just like those people that are putting themselves as available to watch and like doing that as a job and all that kind of stuff. But I just imagine like your dad, their mum or dads, or like.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm justified in watching this, but the what it was doing to me in return was opening up some stuff that was just like I couldn't shake, like I couldn't take that away.
And the more of that stuff that you
Yeah.
expose yourself to, the more desensitized you get, I guess.
Completely
from seeing all
desensitized,
that
bro.
stuff.
Yeah,
And that dopamine hit,
yeah,
yeah. That's not always the same, so you have to keep ramping it up, I feel like.
Yeah,
Because I was
yeah.
exposed to that, I'd say about like early high school, bro.
yeah,
Like year 9, third form.
yeah,
And bro, at that time, it was crazy how many people had access to it. You'd go to
Yeah.
school, bro, and the boys would be like, "Gee, watch this." And
phones
oh.
were like, yeah,
And a lot of a lot of boys that were in those schools, like South and Central as well, bro.
mm,
I remember there was a video going around of a boy, bro, that was like,
yeah.
I don't know the word to say on here, but you know, it was doing some bad stuff, and then it went around all the schools, bro.
Crazy.
So the embarrassment for that kid must have been crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But that was my kind of catalyst in my head to be like, nah, I can't do stuff like that, because if I do,
Yeah,
that'll happen to me.
yeah.
It was a good thing to scare me off it, bro. But like,
Fair enough.
when that accessibility is there,
Yeah,
and it's that easy, you just go wild,
Go
especially
wild,
with the
bro.
internet, bro. The internet
Yeah.
was crazy, because we come from that generation where, like, you know, people were just starting to find their feet,
yeah,
all these different websites coming out and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't, So imagine now, Jay, with the boys now.
I
Like-
couldn't even. Yeah, it was like, cause you know back then in schools, it was almost normalized too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone was desensitized to it too, because we had it there.
Completely, bro. And it was just like a way to like connect with the boys, like,
Yeah.
which is so twisted, you know. And but then like I think, who was gonna tell me otherwise? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was so conflicting for me because like I never saw my dad treat my mum once, not even to this day. You know what I mean? My views of relationships and like my family as well, it was perfect, bro. Like
Same here, bro.
we came from chaos, and like we definitely came from, you know, some very dark and bad places, but like my immediate family and what I was around, I guess, was like the best household ever, you know. And so like this device with like these things that I had access to was just sending me on a loop, bro. It was so
that.
crazy. And it was like, it was every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, like.
And at that age, your hormones are going crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay,
Yeah.
just a quick one.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's crazy, to
It's-
think about.
It really is, bro. And like, going back to like what I said before, like the devil definitely knew like this is the one that's gonna get
Gonna
Kel's.
get this guy,
Yeah, and like and this is getting even deeper now, but you should already know by now. But the spiritual portals that opened up when I was indulging in this kind of stuff exposed me to so much like evilness, bro. Like you just started to see things for what they were, because like, you know, I had God in my life since, you know, I grew up my whole life around it. Being exposed to that, and then on the flip side being exposed to like, because I'm aware of who Satan is and all that, being exposed to the power that lust has and the control that it wants to have, and just a complete domination of like who you are, like your soul, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you look into people's eyes and you can just see in their eyes like the essence of who they are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
And I think that really plays a big part of being like, for our men being exposed to exposed to that lustful thing, and just like their viewpoint, like you can see it when the boys like they see this pretty girl or something, or this girl's wearing like something that's exposing like her body or something in public, and you just see the boys' eyes just light up, bro, and they just go freaking wild. You know what I mean? Like they're like little apes, bro. They're just like, oh my gosh, they can't control themselves. Having prior being exposed to, you know, that stuff that they see online, it's almost like when you start combining the two worlds of what you see online and then now like in reality, in real life, it becomes it was already a dangerous game, but now it becomes an even more dangerous game. Yeah,
Definitely, bro.
100%.
Unrealistic like expectations of women.
Why aren't you sleeping with me?
Act,
Yeah.
How you even act to them, towards them.
Yeah.
You know, because they're desensitized to even like, you know, considering their feelings or anything like that from seeing that.
Yeah, bro. And then it's just a dangerous game, man.
It is, bro.
Yeah, or from just being exposed to this thing. Yeah, this thing online that's just ruining our people, man. Yeah. And yeah, so that changed my perspective, bro. And like, but then I was seeing like these beautiful relationships around me too. And so like, I wanted to have a beautiful relationship. I always thought like, man, I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to have kids and just live the life because of what I saw my parents have. Just this beautiful Christian life. They pray together. They read the Bible. My mom sends me Bible verses to this day, every morning, for years. My dad and her pray all the time. They pray with us, and they argue, but they've never like argued. You know what I mean? Not in front of us, at least. And they've always been quite protective of their relationship in front of us and what us brothers, were exposed to with them. So I always wanted that because that was amazing, bro, to see, you know. That's so cool having that, you know, in the house.
Like that example.
Bro.
Like how you want your relationship to be.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I want to find me
that one.
I want to find me that one, bro.
If I get my order wrong, she's going up to the person straight away and she's telling them what I want. I don't have to do that. Yeah. Because she loves me.
And the lie that I told a lot of girls, you're the one. Yeah. You're the one. I believe you're the one.
That's so. But I feel like sometimes when you're in relationships,
you believe it.
Yeah, you fall so in love with that girl that you're like, nah, this is me for life now.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
And because I knew that like I'm not supposed to just be sleeping around with girls and going out with girls. Like I'm supposed to be marriage, you know, especially from my faith perspective, is like I'm supposed to get married and then, you know, and then sleep with them and have kids, you know, if that's what God's calling us to do. But because I already done that, there was always this guilt. And that guilt is what I think the devil kind of like locked me in with as well. Like and I think we've all kind of been exposed. Well, if you've like indulged in that kind of stuff before, the guilt and the shame afterwards, you know? Yeah. But so like, what do you think about this, bro? Because this really interests me because I hear this a lot from people who don't even know God, but like they've spoken about the guilt and the shame that you feel after you watch that kind of stuff. Why is that feeling like there, you know? Isn't that like a strong enough sign for you to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, you know? But like it's always been like you know what I mean?
I feel like it's like the tapu that we place on anything sexual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even after like, you know, doing it with your partner or something like that, sometimes you don't feel it, but more often than not, you'll feel that, you know, that guilt.
Which is weird, bro. It's crazy, is weird.
Because when you're in a relationship, it's different because, you know, you're in love with that person, you guys share, you know, a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, so like, I don't get why people feel that, to be honest. Like in relationships, I don't get it, but like when they're doing stuff on their own, I get it.
I mean, I can speak from a person of faith too. Like when you're in a relationship and you're sleeping with someone, like for me at least, like me personally speaking, I knew what I was doing was wrong because like it's a sin in God's eyes, you know. Yeah. And so like I knew that, and so like me doing that, even though like I'm committed to this person, I'm not supposed to be doing this, you know. And it was also conflicting for me, like not to throw my parents under the bus, but they kind of like let girls live at my house too, like my wife now, when we were dating, she was living with us, you know, and we were staying in the same room, and I understand from my mum's perspective, because, and she's told me this too, like, no shade, mum, but she's told me to, like, well, if you're under my roof, then at least I can pray and protect you. Do I agree with what you're doing? No. But would I want you to do this somewhere else where I can't see and protect you? No, I'd rather you here with
That's
me.
That's love, bro.
It's love, bro. 100% it's love. It's trust and...
It's that unconditional love, G.
But, like, if my daughter...
brought a boy home...
And was... Yes, bro, exactly.
Nah.
And so...
That's a double standard, eh?
It is a double standard.
Oh, man.
And that's where the guilt comes in too, I think, bro. And so, like, if the guilt's coming in then, and the double standards are like, obvious, then it's just like, okay, how about, like, let's not do this thing until we know that it's right, you know?
Yeah.
When you're married to someone, you sign that covenant under God and also under law. Whether you believe it or not, it's like, this is my partner for life. Like, my wife now, we made an agreement with each other that we're never gonna break up.
That's his only wife.
It's my only.
It's his only wife.
I have.
I just wanted to clarify that because it sounded
the one.
My current wife, nah.
She's Samoan too, so she don't play that. Like,
nah, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Yeah, but like we made a covenant with each other. We signed the paper, but also we made a promise to each other that our number one promise to each other is that breaking up is not an option. Whatever happens in this relationship, we're gonna figure this out. Yeah. And like, we've been tested. We've wanted to split up. We wanted to divorce. We wanted to live in separate houses. We wanted to, like, you know, be away from each other. I drive her nuts. She drives me nuts. In the Bible, it also speaks about how when you get married, this is your biggest test of faith, because there's a lot of dynamic changes. You and your parents' relationship change, because now you're going to be the parent and you're the one that's in charge. So they don't really have a say like that in your life anymore. So that's a whole nother dynamic change, you know what I mean? Kids come into the picture. There's a lot of responsibilities, sharing bills and accounts and payments, and there's so much that goes involved. But we decided that we're never going to break up. Breaking up is not an option. We're not going to do this. We're going to submit all our problems to God. We're going to pray about it as a couple, and then we're just going to figure this thing out. Having that security and knowing that this is my ride or die for real, like for real, that makes me feel like Superman, bro. That's just like, it takes away so much stress off of my shoulders. So when I go out into the world, I know I have that one waiting for me at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
But the stuff that I was exposed to when I was 6 definitely was the biggest, like, factor in bridging a gap between me and my wife. Because I told her about it. I confessed to her. Even after I confessed to her, I was still doing it anyways, you know? The first thing that she said to me was like, oh, I thought this is what guys do. And it was like, I understand why you say that from like a, I guess a worldly perspective. But from where I'm coming from as a Christian, like I'm not supposed to be doing this, you know? And it's ruining myself. It's ruining my heart. It's ruining my soul. It's ruining my perspective on you and how we get intimate with each other. All those kind of things that she might not be aware of. This is what it's having a play on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Anyways. So, my wife, having all these things that like kind of influence my life, in that way, having like the stronghold over me, like I hated it, and bro, like it's not like I didn't try and stop watching that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or stop indulging. Like I definitely tried. I definitely prayed. I definitely cried. I definitely but just I think like what got me. Oh, this is pretty deep. But so we had our daughter, and I just still couldn't shake it. You know, I was still indulging. I was manipulating my family, like to go out and get groceries or something, so I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how much of a stronghold it had over me, and I share that because I know there's a lot of men out there that are struggling with this problem too, and I guess I just wanted to put myself out there just so, break the ice kind of thing, so you guys feel comfortable, to...
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and so I had a stronghold over me. I was manipulating, my family to indulge, but like having my daughter, bro, even before then I knew anyways, but this made it so much more real for me. It was like, whoa, like...
Bro, how do you think that you've changed since you have a daughter? Like, what are if you could summarize the ways that you've changed since she came into your life, what would you say?
I think, like, there's respecting women, but then there's understanding and respecting them because you understand them. What I mean is, we know, you should know, don't hurt women, They can be fragile, they can be, we can outpower them, I guess, a lot more. Even though I've got some girl cousins that will like that will smash me, but
me too.
Yeah, but like now I'm raising one, so now I have to understand women. I have to understand the curiosity. I have to understand the questions. I have to understand the mind of a woman, because, which is hard, like, you know what I mean? But that's what made that respect and understanding combination made me like think, oh.
That's that, you get like this new found empathy.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, empathy is the word, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, being in my household growing up, it was male dominated, bro. You know, 5 brothers, and my mom, bro. My mom was worse than my dad sometimes. You know what I mean?
True.
With like discipline and like teaching us how to be like not just gentlemen to women, but how to treat women as well.
Yeah.
She's from a little piece of paradise called Tetico, bro. Texas.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyone who's watching this,
Shout out Texas. Yeah, hard.
Anyone who's watching this knows that down in Texas, the women run the show down there, bro.
Yeah.
Like you'll see all the men at the front at the marae and stuff like that, but if you take a few steps that way, you don't hear men calling the shots. You hear the nannies, bro. And like even now in life, when I'm thinking about things with like my partner or my daughter and everything like that, the first thought that pops into my head is my nana. Because my nana was staunch as, she was really outspoken, but the biggest thing that she taught me was to be humble, especially when you're speaking to women and your elders and stuff like that, is to be humble, to listen, a lot more. So I learned to listen really young, but yeah, there's women in Texas, no joke, man.
Different breed, bro.
Hearty ass.
Yeah,
bro.
I just want to give a shout out to Up Here as well, because apparently the woman over there just like
hearty ass,
bro, hearty ass. Hey, which is like, so my wife, she grew up with like some men, you know what I mean, like men, that like drift cars and that men, like men, manly men, and her brother, beautiful people though. But so like she was like very tomboyish growing up, like she was like a pro gymnast growing up. Roller skates, like she's a smaller, I was gonna say creature, smaller person. She was a creature.
Bro, this is Jade. I just want to apologize. It's not me saying these things. Just want to distance myself from those. Made a mistake.
But she like, it was a lot for me, because sometimes as a man I felt like she was testing my mana, bro. Like she was testing me as a man, and
it forces you to like think, hey, am I a man?
well then,
especially when she was around that stuff growing up, you know, and her viewpoint on me.
I reacted in a man's way. If a man was testing my dominance, how I grew up was like, let's bridge up, let's like, you know what I mean, let's see what it is then. Yeah. And so a lot of our arguments back then were because I felt like, and I didn't know how to communicate it back then. And she obviously wasn't aware, because like she didn't have that understanding of me as a man too. Yeah. And it was never like a question of like, do I think she loves me or not? I always felt like she loved me. And I think she always felt like I loved her too. But yeah, sometimes it'll get to like, when a man is disrespected, it's like that's a no.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate no.
And we're primal creatures.
Primal creatures.
Think,
yeah.
So our first knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. Don't disrespect me as a man, because I'm going to respect you as a woman. You know what I mean? I'm going to try my best. Which kind of looks like, don't argue in front of or even just share our business in front of people that we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, this is a between me and you thing.
Yeah.
I take that as disrespect, and now I'm shutting off, closing myself off, and I'm slowly starting to distance myself from you because you've just disrespected me. I know I can't do any harm to you. I can't physically harm you. I can't verbally harm you. All those kind of things. So I'm going to start distancing myself from this person, from her. And I think a lot of that misunderstanding is where like a lot of these like escalations happen when you hear of domestic violence, when you think of sexual harm, when you think of mental and verbal abuse, when you think of manipulation from a man to a woman. Not to say that doesn't happen on both sides, but can only speak as a man who's never done that, by the way, but has experienced some of that stuff. It's like there's so much misunderstanding there, Yeah. There's so much miscommunication. Or there's like, I communicate this way, but you have another way of communicating as a woman.
Your background's different.
Yeah, and like your gender's different too. So like maybe how you share things is not how I share things. Stereotypically, men aren't the most like deep people with each other. You know what I mean? Or like just lack of how to communicate our feelings properly. You know what I mean? We're more of like a reaction type creature. Yeah, and so like you got these two intentions that two people that have the same intentions, but it's just the misunderstanding, the miscommunication is getting in the way of that, and then one is interpreting it this way and one's interpreting it this way, and then it's just adding fuel to the fire, and then it's just causing everything to escalate, and then it just goes bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So the one thing, and I want to hear your thoughts too, but like my one thing that I learned when I first started going out with my wife was, well, one, I need to shake this lust stuff. Yeah. I need to get this out of my life. Not just for her, but for myself as well. Because this is going to be the downfall and the complete end to our relationship. And so the question was, do I want her to spend my life with her? And it was yes. A loud yes. The second one was, okay, I need to learn how to communicate properly.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I'm just not very good at.
100%.
In general, but then also with the opposite sex, I'm really not good at it. Like, I'm just, yeah. How about you, bro?
I think my example for love was always my parents, bro, same as you.
Yeah.
So, like, coming through those high school years, but that's where I got all messed up, bro. When I had that first kiss, boom, all changed. Women became, like, or girls became, I don't know, bro. I think I was very insecure as well.
True.
Because when you're a young man and like you hit puberty, and then you look a little bit different, you think, oh yeah, I'm the man, and then you see other people who are doing those things but worse than you.
The jock
bro,
guys
that's so
that
toxic,
are getting like
to think about.
Yeah.
That's so toxic to think about that. When we were young, a man's self-worth was measured by how many girls he got, bro. Do you remember? Yeah. And it was everywhere too. It was on TV. Yeah. It was on the radio. Everyone's just rapping about being like promiscuous, how many girls they got with.
True.
Things like that. So having that in my life too, I kind of switched my perspective from seeing women as these like beautiful and graceful creatures the way that my mum had raised me to be with the beautiful woman from Texas, to now seeing in every form of media partying and a guy with like 4 different girls or things like that. Hey, I want to be like that. And that was the measure of those guys' success at that time. So for me, my views on relationship were really skewed, bro, because I had all of that around me. Again, I had a family full of boys, and 5 good-looking Māori boys in South Auckland were like half castes. You know, we didn't really look like anyone else. So the girls obviously all wanted to speak to us and looking up to my brothers and stuff who were doing that same thing. You know, at a young age was crazy for me, bro. So I didn't really have my head screwed on straight when it came to relationships, like as a young fella. But as I got a bit older, I met my kid's mum. And again, bro, I just modeled it straight off my parents again. I tried to have that same connect with her. All the raru in the relationship stays with us and stuff like that. But then things started to leak apart, bro. And I think I still hadn't healed myself from all the other raru that I went through and I talked about in our other episode. But yeah, I think all of that happening kind of skewed my vision or my perspective of how relationships should be, and going through that trauma and not really healing it, that insecurity came out and reared its head again. Yeah. And then I think I was lost, really. And I don't think I had what it took, to be the man that she needed in that time, bro. So I think that's a big contributor to why me and baby mums didn't really work out. I think we were 2 different people as well. You know, because in some relationships it's really good and you guys can learn to love each other and learn about each other. But I think sometimes there's relationships where people are very different. Their upbringings are very different. Their whole values and everything like that are different. So I think if you don't have your head screwed on, I don't think a relationship is a good place to be, bro. Get to the moral. The moral of the story is, if I had that respect that my mum had instilled in me when I was younger, I think we would have been better placed, me and the kid's mum, bro. But things happen.
If I was to like give any encouragement to you guys, like, read the Bible, to be honest. Like, spend some time with God, bro. Because like, I'm so happy to say that I've been clean from the adult stuff for over almost a year now.
Wow.
Almost a year now. Very proud of myself. Very, very proud of myself.
Nice.
The hardest thing I've ever done in my life, to be honest. Yeah, I've smoked. I've dabbled in alcohol. I've dabbled in drugs. This was by far the hard 29 years, bro. You know what I mean? Of being addicted to this. And
it's like learning, bro. When you're unlearning, you know, so you're going to have hiccups along the way, but you just got to be patient with yourself and things like that, bro?
Yeah. So, like, I'll share a few things that help me that if you struggle with this, that hopefully helps you. Aside from, you know, getting close to God, here's some practical tools that you guys can, that you can use for yourselves. One is the habits that you created to watch it, like the environment that you set yourself. We all know what that is. Don't do that. Stay out of those habits, stay out of those environments. If it's you being by yourself, just don't be by yourself for a while. Have some accountability there. If it's certain places that trigger you, if it's certain platforms that trigger you, if it's Instagram Reels or TikTok or Facebook or movies or music, or whatever your triggers are that sets you off, that makes you want to go down that path, stay clear away from those things, man, because those are going to be your downfall. And as much as you feel like you might be strong enough to like handle it, I guess, it's still not good for your heart, man. It's still not good for your soul. And you shouldn't be dabbling in even in those little stuff anyways. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's just not good for you. So create new habits. Go to the gym. For me, it was going to the gym more. For me, it was journaling.
Journaling is so mean.
Journaling. So I know you're a big journaler as well, a big advocate for journaling. Journaling definitely helped me a lot because I planned out my day first. So then planning my day with journaling, planning my day first, making sure that all the times are blocked out so that like I know that like this is what I'm doing and I know that this is where I'm going to be, and I'm also letting other people around know that this is where I'm going to be, so there's some accountability there, you know.
Yep.
But then I just decided to be like, you know what, God, I don't want this thing in my life anymore. I want you to take control over it. I don't need this anymore. So if you're out there and you're struggling with it, please, 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 it's doing so much more harm than you realize.
Yep.
Get it out of your life. You don't need it. Let's start really respecting and understanding our women the way that we are supposed to. You know, whether that's
100%.
in real life or online, it's all the same thing. Your perspective of a woman, you should hold her in the highest regard.
Yep.
You should protect her at all costs. Your mum, your sister, your auntie, your partner, your wife. Let's just start doing better for our women, bro.
100%, bro.
I'm pretty keen. But as a man, we have to do better for ourselves first. We have to make sure that we're right, that everything's right, so then we can present ourselves as our best versions as our women. And if we're not in that space, take yourself away, take some time to figure that out, whatever that looks like, and then step back into that space as the man that you're supposed to be presented in front of a woman.
Respect, love. Those are the two main things, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Just respect your woman, love her. Respect your daughter, take care of her, love her.
100%.
Sorry, that's for both. Respect,
Yeah.
care, and love.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'm deeply sorry for, you know, the hurt that I've caused from, you know, Wahine in the past. And I'm very grateful for my wife, and I love her to bits. I'm grateful for my daughter. I'm grateful for my son too. I'm grateful to myself, really, for like finally stepping up and doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
My God.
Yeah.